In October 2025, Bill Burr performed at the Riyadh Comedy Festival in Saudi Arabia. The event featured several high-profile American comedians, including Dave Chappelle, Louis C.K., and Kevin Hart. The festival was part of Saudi Arabia's broader effort to host international entertainment events and attract Western cultural figures. Saudi Arabia has a well-documented history of human rights issues, including restrictions on free speech, women's rights, and political dissent. Because of this, international cultural events hosted by the Saudi government are frequently scrutinized by activists and media organizations. Many critics view these entertainment events not as neutral cultural exchanges, but as strategic image management. The argument is that inviting popular Western entertainers helps soften Saudi Arabia's global reputation without addressing underlying human rights concerns. Following the festival, Bill Burr became a focal point of criticism online and within the comedy community. Human rights groups and commentators accused participating comedians of indirectly legitimizing the Saudi government by accepting payment to perform. This criticism gained traction largely because it aligned with an existing narrative about celebrities selling out their values for large international paydays. For some audiences, the presence of comedians who are often seen as truth-tellers made the situation feel more ethically charged than similar controversies involving athletes or pop stars. Several comedians, including Marc Maron and David Cross, publicly criticized performers who took part in the festival. While they did not all single out Burr by name initially, their comments were widely interpreted as directed toward comedians with reputations for political or social commentary. Criticism from peers carried additional weight because it framed the issue as an internal conflict within comedy rather than a clash between entertainers and activists. For some fans, this made the controversy harder to dismiss as simple cancel culture. Bill Burr has previously criticized entertainers who performed for authoritarian leaders or governments. In past commentary, he has suggested that taking money in such contexts raises ethical questions. Because of these past statements, Burr's participation in the Saudi festival was framed by critics as hypocritical. The accusation was not just that he performed in Saudi Arabia, but that he appeared to contradict values he had previously expressed publicly. Burr responded to the backlash on multiple platforms, including Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend and his own Monday Morning podcast. He dismissed critics as sanctimonious and phony and defended the experience of performing for the Saudi audience. Rather than attempting to de-escalate the situation, Burr's tone reinforced his long-standing public persona, confrontational, dismissive of moral posturing, and unwilling to apologize. This approach resonated with supporters but further alienated critics. Burr describes the Saudi audience as welcoming and enthusiastic, stating that they were eager to experience live stand-up comedy. Supporters argue that this supports the idea that cultural exchange can exist independently of government policy. Critics counter that audience enthusiasm does not negate the political implications of the event itself. Burr acknowledged that there were content restrictions at the festival. He stated that he avoided jokes about the Saudi royal family and religion. For some observers, this admission undermined the idea that the performance represented artistic freedom. Others argue that comedians regularly tailor material based on venue, network standards, or cultural context, and that this is not unique to Saudi Arabia. In response to concerns about career impact, Burr publicly stated that he did not care if the controversy affected his professional opportunities, saying he would be fine staying home if necessary. This statement was interpreted in two different ways. Supporters saw it as confidence from an established comedian with financial security. Critics viewed it as dismissive, suggesting that Burr was minimizing legitimate ethical concerns because backlash would not materially affect him. Despite the controversy, there was no immediate evidence of professional consequences. Burr continued to work steadily throughout 2025. This reinforced the perception that major comedians operate under a different standard than smaller performers. Some critics argue that this lack of consequences enables repeat behavior across the entertainment industry. Earlier in 2025, Burr was involved in a separate, unrelated incident on a podcast hosted by Howie Mandel. During the recording, musician Billy Corgan appeared unexpectedly, leading to an awkward exchange. Mandel later apologized to Burr. While not controversial in the same way, the incident contributed to a broader image of Burr as someone who reacts strongly to situations he perceives as unplanned or disrespectful. In April 2025, clips of Burr discussing the term woke went viral. In these clips, Burr commented on how the term has shifted in meaning and how it is used in modern political discourse. These clips further polarized audiences. Some viewers praised Burr for nuance, while others accused him of oversimplifying or dismissing social justice issues. The timing of the viral clips compounded the Saudi controversy, keeping Burr in the center of cultural debate. Throughout early 2025, Burr appeared on Broadway in Glengarry Glen Ross. He publicly discussed the physical and mental demands of maintaining a Broadway schedule. The Broadway role complicated narratives that Burr's career was in danger. Instead, it suggested continued industry trust and mainstream acceptance despite public criticism. As of now, the Saudi Comedy Festival remains the most significant controversy involving Bill Burr in recent years. The debate surrounding Burr ultimately extends beyond one comedian. It reflects a larger cultural tension about whether entertainers should be held to ethical standards based on where they perform, or whether artistic work should be separated from politics entirely. For audiences, the controversy functions as a litmus test. Those who prioritize consistency and political accountability tend to view Burr's actions negatively. Those who prioritize artistic autonomy and skepticism towards public moralizing tend to side with Burr. Bill Burr has not issued an apology and has shown no indication of reversing his position. This suggests that, at least for now, Burr is willing to absorb criticism rather than adjust his public stance, a decision that aligns with his long-established reputation but continues to divide opinion.